Welcome to the first ever Talking Point with Stephen Taylor here on Deen TV. Thank you for taking out the time and joining us. And on my show today, we'll be chatting to Sunil Osman a bit later on in the show, but something that I feel passionate about and something that I would like all of us to do next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the 9th and 10th of April, is to go out and register to vote. Now, many people have sacrificed their time and even sacrificed their lives for us to have this opportunity to go out and register to vote. Now, it is simple. You can simply SMS your ID number to 32810. SMS your ID number to 32810 if you are in South Africa, and SMSs are charged at only R1. It is the most important thing that you can do in your life, so make sure that you are going out and registering to vote. More details can be found at www.elections.org.za. So register to vote next Saturday and Sunday, the 9th and 10th of April. It's Talking Point with Stephen Taylor here on Deen TV. We chat to Sunil Osman next, right here on the show. Stay tuned. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's great to be here.
Thank you for coming in.
And well done. Your first show ever. I'm very proud to be in. And honoured, actually. Honoured to be here. Stephen Taylor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, wow, if I look at your resume, actor, presenter, MC, comedian, host, just mentioning all of that, I need a drink of water, you know?
I think you cover about everything.
Yeah. So tell me about yourself. Where did it all begin? Where did your love, your passion for the entertainment industry come about?
Well, if anybody asks me, I'll tell them straight away. It started when I did my first little theatre production at school level. It was about 1989. Just give my age away there, but yes. It was a little production I did at Baxter Theatre, and it was I think it was called Zippity Doodah or something. Yeah, it was called Zippity Doodah, and I played an elf.
Wow.
I know.
How's that feeling?
I haven't grown much taller, but I'm still there. And then that just grew into doing speech and drama at school level, and then I just followed right through. And when at high school, I did different plays at my high school I was at, and then I did plays at other high schools. And while I was doing all this, I started doing little modeling shoots and things as a kid. And I just got involved in the entertainment industry. I mean, and I did my first advert in 1994. And I did my first voiceover in that same year. It was a very good year. Exactly. Don't forget to register to vote.
Yes.
And then I did voiceovers. My first voiceover on South African television was a coup advert.
Wow.
I think it went something like, "Thank you, Mom, for doing the best that you can do." Obviously, my voice wasn't broken yet. So, and then I just did. I'm a choir boy.
Okay. Can you sing? I was also in the choir actually when I was in school.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Can you believe that?
That explains a lot.
Yeah, well, thanks, man.
I sang for 17 years. I mean, I had the privilege of singing to people like Desmond Tutu, Nelson Mandela.
Wow. Did you ever get to meet Nelson Mandela?
Yes, I actually met him on the day I sang to him. That was one of those moments where you start shaking. You like.
How was that feeling? How is he in real life?
He was
how was he, should I say?
Yeah, I mean, rest his soul. He was a gentle giant. I mean, his hands were probably like about the size of my head, and when he took my hand, he was a really big guy, and but just the feeling of meeting him was.
Does
just
he have a
humbling.
presence?
Definitely.
Or did he have a presence? I keep getting that wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean, I still feel like he's still around as well sometimes, but
he lives in each and every one of us.
Exactly, you know? Exactly. I mean, he was the grandfather to all of us. But I remember the feeling of him walking towards me, and immediately the images of my mother crying when he was released from prison came to me, and I just, when I took his hand, I actually stuttered. I didn't know what to say to him.
What did he say to you? What was his words to you?
He said to me, "You're singing very well." That's what he said, yeah. And then he took my hand and he shook my hand, and it was really, really cool.
Was that one of the proudest moments in your career, would you say, in your life, or have there been others?
I mean, that is one of the prouder moments. There've been many other moments as well, which when I've done certain movies and met certain people.
We'll get to that a bit later, yeah.
But meeting Nelson Mandela was definitely on top of the list.
So tell me about, now that we're talking about meeting people and stuff like that, who else have you met along the way?
Wow, there's a list of people. I mean, there's Morgan Freeman I've met. There's Clint Eastwood.
Dirty Harry. Hey?
The Dirty Harry himself. You know.
How is that? How is he?
I didn't expect to be scared, but he's gotten so old.
Yeah.
He's been around.
Well, that normally happens to us people.
We get older.
We get old, yeah.
But
sadly.
he looks very fragile.
Yes.
And that little thing with the squinting, he really does that.
Really?
In real life. And it was kind of scary to meet him because he's a very scary looking person.
How many takes did they have to do for him?
Well,
Him being director, could he see what was going on?
he knew exactly what was going on. he was a professional. You could see that he's been doing this for many years. He knew what he wanted. I think the scene I did with Morgan Freeman, we took 3 or 4 takes and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was a walk-on role? You had to audition for that?
Yes.
Invictus we're talking about actually?
Yes, we're talking about Invictus. It was a walk-on feature. It was what they call an acknowledgement shot.
Oh wow.
I did that and did a couple of scenes within the crowds and things as well. I felt like I was the token Indian at some points, but I was there, and it was really nice to chat to Morgan about the life of an actor and everything as well. Did you know that he shot that entire movie with a lame arm?
Wow. Morgan Freeman. That's right.
Freeman.
I've actually met him.
Oh wow.
When he was here for Bikers for Mandela.
Yes.
And yes, what happened to his arm? Do you know?
There's a lot of scandal around it.
Because I've seen in some movies that he does, like he's got I don't know, he wears a glove or he wears like a hand or something like that, something over his arm.
Yeah.
So, and he doesn't really move it a lot.
Yeah.
So
Rumor has it that he was involved in the car accident.
that's right. I remember that. There was a couple of years ago.
That's correct. Yeah. So, but I mean, look at that. He shot the entire movie with lame arm. I mean,
wow.
But he's a ladies' man.
Yeah.
Oh, big time.
Okay, let's not go there.
Yeah, let's go there.
Yeah, I actually met him when he was here for Bikers for Mandela.
All right.
And what a proud moment that was. I mean, how was it working with him? I mean, obviously, did you get to chat to him on set?
Yeah. We had quite a long chat actually. I mean, we even ate together, which was nice.
Really?
Yeah. He's when you are an actor and you're speaking to another actor, you speak about acting.
Yeah.
For me, he's just another actor.
Was there a lot of security on set? Was it hard to get near him and stuff like that?
On set itself, the scenes that we did, there was no security. It was just the normal security on a set. There weren't like people running around and jumping him for pictures and autographs.
And you were not allowed to take any pictures on set?
No, we weren't.
Were you like upset about that? Would you have loved to have had a picture?
I would have loved to have had a picture of Morgan Freeman, but I also understand it. I mean, we're there to work. We're not there to. It's not fun and games, you know. I mean, the time on a film set is time on a film set. You are there for a job. You're not there to go and smile and nod and take pictures.
So somebody else that you worked with, well-known South African actor, Sean Cameron Michael. Tell me about your relationship with him. I know that he's gone on to do some big things, being in some big series, involved with Black Sails at the moment.
Yes.
Tell me about your involvement with him.
Well, funny story, Sean Cameron Michael and I actually met when I did a film acting course. I did a 3-year film acting course in 1 year, and that was just to sort of bring down my theatrical side, because I'm very Oprah, my hands all over the place. So I went to do a film acting course, and he was one of my coaches. He did the casting coaches, because actually there's a course you do on how to cast for film and commercials.
This was before he was known, or?
He was known within South Africa.
He did Igoli, didn't he? I think.
That's right. Yeah. And we sort of clicked very well because we are both very passionate about the entertainment industry. He did a lot more about the auditioning side and the acting side and accents. Sean Cameron Michael can do accents.
He's good.
So we met many years ago. I mean, I was much thinner when I met him the first time.
Weren't we all?
Exactly. I mean, we stayed in touch over the years, and I've just actually sent him a tweet the other day. I'm just like, I'm just so proud about where he is right now. I mean, he's definitely somebody to look up to.
From what he's achieved. Yeah.
Exactly.
He's still back and forth in Cape Town. I WhatsApped him the other day actually. And
yeah,
he's busy. He was shooting a movie. So yeah, he's busy. He keeps going. Eh?
Yeah, exactly. He's never given up. And that's very important, especially in the entertainment industry in our country, never to give up. And he's one of the people I would say that if you need advice, he's one of the people you go to. I mean, people come to me for advice. I would in turn go to him for advice. I mean, Sean Cameron Michael is amongst the many great acting coaches in South Africa. There's another guy by the name of Grant Swanby, who I really hold in high regard as well. There are friends out there who we've just grown together within the industry. There's Karishma Bazday. There's all these people that I've kept in my inner circle or my bigger circle. And it's just been really nice to watch the growth from afar. I mean, and Sean Cameron Michael is one of them.
Right, we're chatting to Sunil Osman here on Talking Points with Stephen Taylor here on Deen TV. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Talking Point with Stephen Taylor here on Deen TV. I'm in conversation with Sunil Osman. Sunil, you still here? You still enjoying yourself?
I am. I must say I'm very impressed with everything that's happening here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're talking earlier about your acting career. I just want to touch a bit more on that quickly before we move on.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Hansi movie, your involvement with that, and if that actually meant something to you, living in South Africa, seeing Hansi, playing cricket. How was that shooting that movie?
They were very protective on the script, which I haven't really experienced much from other script writers and producers. I mean, they obviously are protective on the script because there's copyright laws and all those things. But with the Hansi movie, they were very particular on what you say and how you say it and everything as well. So I found that very, very interesting.
Oh, wow.
I had to put on an Indian accent, which was like, but I'm Indian. I must put an accent on. But because the scene they shot with me was potentially in India itself. I played the bookie.
I saw you came in through the door there.
Yeah. So that was quite an experience as well. And I'm meeting with met with the crew and everything. That was nice too. They gave a full briefing and all. So the Hansi movie was also a nice experience there.
And I understand that Hansi's brother Frans was involved in that movie.
Yes.
How was he on set? I mean, surely it must have been emotional for him.
It was emotional, but he knew he was there for like business purposes, shooting the film. But he was a very chilled guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me about, I understand that you auditioned for Homeland as well. You auditioned for an Indian, Pakistani person.
That's right, yeah. I did audition for that, yeah.
You bought more Indian than Pakistani and you didn't get the role.
I know.
Yeah?
It's very, very tough. I mean, I'm very lucky in that I can play many different roles. I can be Indian, I can be Pakistani, I can be Turkish, I can be Spanish.
But apparently you're half actually in real life.
Yeah, I am half. I'm not going to tell you which half, but I come from my dad's Muslim and my mother's Hindu, so I call myself a Mazdu.
Oh wow!
Or a student of the universe. But yeah, the Homeland they said I was too Indian. I was like, what do you mean? How can I be too Indian?
Yeah.
But that again, I think comes down to directing, and the industry is very tough.
They know what they want.
They know exactly what they want. I won't argue with that point. I've been doing this for over 17 years professionally, so I know when somebody knows what they want, they know what they want.
And tell me about your role in The World Unseen.
Wow.
Now how you got that?
You're taking me back. The World Unseen.
It's only 10, 11 years ago?
Yeah, it's about 10 years ago, yeah. When I decided to get back into the entertainment industry full time, it was the first audition I went for. At that stage, I hadn't enrolled in the film acting school yet. I still had the very big theatre background. It was one of the most emotional roles I played. It took me about a week or two to get over it.
It won a few SAFTAs?
I'd won 11 SAFTAs.
That's quite a lot.
It's quite a bit, yeah. 11 SAFTAs. And also won awards at the Cannes Film Festival.
Really?
Yeah, it went to New York, New Zealand, it went to India.
But I'm sure you don't relate with your character though.
No, I'm not a wife beater. I played a wife beater in there and a very evil person.
Was that hard to play a role like that?
Because I didn't do the full film acting course at the time, emotionally I took myself there too much. It was a very short scene shot, but the entire day was dedicated to it. So I had to be there emotionally. I had to physically beat somebody up, and I had to. I don't want to spoil the movie in case some people haven't watched it. But it did take me a week to get over it because I didn't know how to get over it because I hadn't had the training behind letting go of that emotion.
It was a Bollywood movie?
It was a more Hollywood, Bollywood. I can't say because it went to India, it was
Lisa Ray was in it?
Lisa Ray, I didn't know who Lisa Ray was.
Yeah.
And then I mean, in the industry, you change in front of everybody. You take your clothing off, you just get dressed, you've got a job to do.
Oh, wow.
So I was in my caravan getting changed, and this woman walks in. I was like, hi, good afternoon, that's it. And getting, because
I didn't know who she was?
I didn't know who she was. And then the director, Shamim Sarif, came to me and she said to me, Sunil, this is Lisa Ray. I was like, I'm standing here in just almost nothing, and there's Lisa Ray,
Wow.
But I'm very proud of that movie. I mean, There were lots of South African actors in there, and as I said, 11 SAFTAs awards in all over the world, and people are still raving about it till today because it's real.
And tell me about your comedy. Apparently, you're supposedly funny. Really?
I am funny, but not to people who are deadpan like
I'm
you.
teasing. Thanks. Now tell me about your comedy.
Yeah.
You've decided to branch out from acting into comedy.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tell me how that went.
I did my first comedy show in 2009. I was on stage. I entered a comedy competition with the likes of people like Rasta Morgus, rest his soul, Sivan Gesi, and many other people. And to my surprise, I won.
Wow.
And then I left comedy for a little while because it was, you're delivering your own material, and it was very hard as an individual to deal with that. And then I got right back into it, and I haven't left since. I still perform here and there. I find that, back then, something which I feel comedians need to acknowledge and always acknowledge is that you are the voice of the people. You speak about things people can't speak about. You speak about the white elephants in the room.
Yes.
Things have changed slightly.
Are you controversial?
I think sometimes I'm too controversial.
Has that gotten you into trouble before?
It got me in trouble in South Africa.
Really?
When I did some comedy up in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, it didn't get me in trouble. It got me the most laughs. I was like, what am I doing wrong? But comedy is about also reading your crowd, knowing how to pitch it.
How do you do that? How do you know what they're going to like and what they're not going to like?
You don't. Comedy is hidden in truth and pain. People, if somebody walks into a glass door, you're going to laugh.
Yes.
So you got to be able to relate to the audience, and you got to be able to read the room. I mean, you got to change the angle of the joke right there and then, in order to get the responses you want. It doesn't always go well. Always goes planned.
Have you had shows where you've been like, okay, no, this is not good. I need to go.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, I got another meeting.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to know when to get off the stage as well.
Really?
Okay. My biggest failure, I'd say, or they call it death. The biggest comedy death was when I only got a few giggles instead of laughs. I think
at least you got some giggles.
Exactly.
And at least you didn't get nothing. Hey?
Exactly.
Like, okay, am I speaking to myself?
Yeah. It was in front of 900 people though. So
900 people.
900 people.
That's not little. That's quite a few.
Yeah, but the trick is to get back on stage and carry on, and that's what I did.
So from comedy to motivational speaking, how does that work?
Well, I mean, I've always believed that when you reach a certain level in your life or your career, you got to start giving back. And I was struggling with ways on how to give back. And I found that using my own life experience in the entertainment industry and just generally in life as well, I take that and I package it into a conversation, a talk, a motivational speech, especially to the youth. Lots of people in the industry come to me for motivation privately, or they come to me for inspiration, or they come to me for advice. And I thought, okay, let me do this. There's a level of speaking which I give to the youth and a level of speaking I give to adults, and I just feel that it's my way of giving back. And when people ask me to come and speak, I'm more than willing to do so whenever I'm available.
That's always a problem.
And I always say one thing, and that everything I say is based on my own experience. Use it, don't use it.
So what are you passionate about? What do you speak about when you go there? What drives you?
Life. Living life to the fullest, not being constrained by society. If you want to become an actor, what do you have to do to become an actor? If you want to become a politician, take the steps towards becoming a politician. Don't just speak about it, do it. One thing I'm really passionate about is making sure that people spread smiles. I know it sounds weird.
No, that's true, eh?
I think smiles are something that can spread and change a society.
Have you ever walked by somebody, you see them smiling, you go, why are they smiling?
Exactly.
And it makes you think, okay, why am I not smiling?
Absolutely.
So it does spread like
Yeah, I'm one of those weirdos that will go up to somebody I don't know and say, you know what, why don't you smile? They'll sometimes smile, or some of them think I'm a freak, but I don't care anymore.
Something which is really, what I'm passionate about is the fact that I was bullied in school, and it really means a lot to me to go out to schools and to share my story and to motivate people on that level, because I've had experience with that. And you know how many people are bullied in school?
I was also bullied.
Really?
I was. You must remember when I was in school, there was a transition from apartheid, and I went to a Model C, what was known as Model C school, a white school, and I was one of 3 non-whites in the class.
Wow.
And we're the first batch of people, so we were obviously targeted, we were bullied because there was a lack of cultural understanding from both the staff, the teachers, and the students
So what
themselves.
kind of bullying? Like teasing or
Big
physical?
time teasing. There was physical. There was accusations that you accuse you of doing things just because they want you to get in trouble. It was very, very hard adjusting to that school.
Would you say that affected you going forward in life?
Absolutely, absolutely.
How?
I mean, you know, I've been very blessed that my parents brought me up to respect all people from all cultures, backgrounds, religions, all those things. So I can walk into a synagogue, a mosque, a temple, a church, and I don't know all the practices, but I still feel, hey, let me learn about this, learn about people. Yeah. So from that perspective, I've learned how it feels to be bullied, how it feels to be targeted. So I won't do that myself.
Do you think that more should be done?
Absolutely.
Do you think that it is a silent killer?
Absolutely. I think it's something that people will hold inside, the pain, and it will come out when you're much older.
That's so true. And I just want to say to people, if you are being bullied in school, that there is an outlet there for you. And I know that bullying can affect you both physically and mentally.
Yeah.
And that there is help out there for you. So if you are being bullied at school and you would like to get some advice, please feel free to contact me at Stephen Taylor SA on Facebook and Twitter. And you know, sometimes we just need somebody to speak to, Sunil.
Absolutely.
And often when we go to our parents, they say,
Get over it.
You're a man.
Yeah, exactly.
Fight your own battles.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
No.
In the real life, that's not how it works.
And it's sad when the person being bullied becomes the bully older.
It can happen like that, or it can affect the person so much that they develop a complex.
Yeah.
Their mental health issues stem from that, depression, and many other things. And
victim mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we ask ourselves, why did that person do that?
Yeah.
Why did that person go and shoot that person? Why did that person go and do that or this? It stems from bullying and things that happen in people's lives.
Yeah.
And we need to, mental health is a major problem. And I think we need to do a whole show on that. We'll do that sometime.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Sunil, sorry for getting sidetracked.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't get bullied into that corner.
No, you didn't. I didn't. So tell me about being an MC and a host.
Yeah.
I know that we've hosted the Rocking for Rhinos before.
Yes, we did. It was a lot of fun.
Something that I feel passionate about,
Yes.
because I mean, rhinos are animals and they also have feelings, and yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget that weekend. It was 2 days of emceeing a concert. I remember selling my clothing off my own body
Me
to
too.
raise funds
Yes.
for the rhinos. I had a good body back then, so it was fine. But you know, at emceeing, I take emceeing right back to the first time I was actually the chairperson of the Wynberg Policing Forum and the public relations officer for the Junior Town Council. So I used to do lots of speeches and I used to run programs. So that's when my emceeing career goes right back to my speaking career. I would say goes back to there as well. So I started doing that there, and then that led into radio presenting, which I did for 16 years.
Yes.
And I've emceed the largest thing I've emceed was something for the Breast Cancer Foundation, and that was for 11,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and people think emceeing is easy, just speaking on a microphone.
It takes a lot of work.
You are the program director. I'm there, and you know, when people come to me for advice on
order.
Yeah, exactly. People come to me for advice on emceeing, and I never
Point of order, Sunil. Come on now.
Order. I will not acknowledge you.
Listen, man. So you've gone from acting, you've done comedy, you've MC, motivational speaking. You've taken a bit of a break from that now. I know that you are back in the country too.
Yes.
You've done some acting work.
Yes.
But now you've gone on to being on the ships.
Yes.
Is that humbling for you?
It
What
was
are you doing?
extremely
Where have you
humbling.
been?
Yeah, I got an opportunity to become an auctioneer on cruise ships overseas.
Are you seasick?
I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and it's a very, very interesting aspect of my career actually, because I was speaking to a big comedian by the name of Nina Hasty the other day, and I was explaining to her.
Is she big?
And she's huge in German.
Okay.
She's big in Japan.
She's PH.
There we go. There we
yeah.
go. No, she's not. She's beautiful. I have a lot of respect for Nina Hasty. She was there for my first comedy show. But the auctioneering is a combination of my acting career, my presenting career, my hosting, my emceeing, comedy, and everything in one. I get to speak to people about works of art. I auction some of the biggest names in art. I've dealt with Picassos, I've sold Chagall's.
Wow.
And
if you ever get the Mona Lisa, drop a hint there, you know. Yeah.
Little Mona Lisa.
And because you're Indian, you can give me a discount, you know.
No discount, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, the idea is that I work internationally for a bit, and that's why I did the comedy in Hollywood, because I was in transition from one ship to another at a three-day break between the ships, and I went and performed comedy with the Laugh Factory people.
Wow.
So the idea is to work internationally. It's been very hard to hold a profile in South Africa, because when I come back home for my vacation, I want to still do work, and that's why I came back. I came back to do an acting gig. I'm one of 6 actors that do diversity training in South Africa for, funnily enough, a US company outsourced by a UK company to do work in Johannesburg.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I flew back to do that. So my heart is still very much in South Africa. And when I go for a couple of months, I'll come back for a couple of months as well. But it's been quite an interesting journey, a very humbling. I had to swallow a lot of pride. And I've gotten to see some parts of the world some people will never see in their life, and that's been great as well.
Take me west sometime, man.
I will. Take you to Alaska.
Yeah, it's quite cold there. Hey?
It is cold, yeah.
Okay, it's Talking Point with Stephen Taylor here on Deen TV. We're chatting to Sunil Osman. We're coming to almost the end of the show, Sunil. Thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me.
And lastly, what advice would you give to somebody wanting to get into the entertainment industry to do and kind of achieve what you have achieved? It's obviously hard work.
Yeah.
It's busy. You never get time to see friends and family. I know. Haven't seen you in a while, Sunil.
Yeah, I know.
What advice would you give to people?
Okay. My first thing that I would say to people is that they need to find themselves. When I say that is that I can go onto a film set and the director can come to me and say to me, what do you think about doing this in the scene? I'll say, yeah, I think that's great. It doesn't make me a director. Find out what your strengths are within the industry. The only way you can do that is to explore different aspects of the industry. Always work hard. And when I say work hard, if you get a script as an actor, start learning that script immediately. If you're going to want to be on radio, do voice exercises, do tongue exercises, find out different ways in which you can articulate different words. I mean, I did my own little voice exercises before I came here because I knew
people look at me weird when I do that in the car. They're like, "Who is he speaking to?"
Even the people on the
I'm
street.
going, "Wow."
They stop trying to sell me stuff at the robots. They're like, "You're right," or "You're right." But I mean, just work hard. Find out who you are first before you try and be somebody else. Be who you are, because the moment you start living a false life, a pretentious life, that is what the danger is, that you start living in a world where you're not going to let anybody else in. You're going to live in a bubble. When that bubble pops, you're going to be lost.
Yeah. There's no quick fix to becoming famous. No. Don't get into the industry to become famous.
Don't.
You will fall immediately flat.
Look, fame and fortune is an image.
Come.
Yeah, it's an image that is portrayed by the media. And yes, it's a reality. It happens. There have been days where I get invited to big events and launches and things, but that's a very small bit of the reality of the entertainment industry. Find out what you want to do, and the only way you can do that is by exploring different aspects.
Sunil Osman, thank you for your time. Where can people catch you online?
All right. I'm on Twitter, at Sunil Osman, Instagram, Sunil Osman Actor, and Facebook, Sunil Osman. Those are my main ones.
Awesome. I need to get my Instagram growing. I've only got like 23 followers or something like that.
Tag me.
I'll tag you, yeah. So if you want to follow me on Instagram and help me out, it's at Stephen Taylor SA. That is where you can find me on all my platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, at Stephen Taylor SA. And of course, Sunil Osman, thank you for your time, my friend. Thank you for coming in. We wish you all of the best. And of course, are you registered to vote?
I am registered to vote, yes I am.
Great.
Yeah,
All right. That's
naturally.
all I need to know. Aside from everything we've spoken about on the show, the fact that you're registered to vote makes me happy, you know.
There we go, there we go.
Sunil, thank you, my friend.
Thank you very much. It's been great to be here on your first show. All the best.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
So there we go. Thank you very much. First show done and dusted. Talking Point was Stephen Taylor. We will be back next time, same place, right here on Deen TV. And a big thank you to Talani and my production team here at Deen TV. We'll see you again next time. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.